If you've cruised enough on Royal Caribbean, probably at least once, then you've probably heard people talk about diamond status and how important it is. And if you've ever wondered how to get to diamond status on Royal Caribbean without cruising for decades, then this video is for you because I'm bringing down the real secrets that will help you get there faster, including some tips a lot of new cruisers don't even know about. If you're ready for the easy button to get to diamond, or the easier button, here we go. Diamond status is one of the most valuable tiers in Royal Caribbean's Crown and Anchor loyalty program because it unlocks some serious perks. You get 4 free drinks per day, a free day of Wi-Fi, Crown Lounge access, and more. Many cruisers really consider this to be the sweet spot of benefits. Nothing wrong with gold or platinum or emerald, but the true benefits that can really make a difference in how you spend on a cruise and ultimately save you money really do hit with diamond. But getting there requires you to accrue 80 cruise points. And if you're cruising annually in a regular room, it can take a really long time. So how do you accelerate that? Let's go through the best strategies. Number 1, honestly, let's get serious for a second. Technically, marrying somebody who's already diamond is the fastest way to get to diamond status. Royal Caribbean gives spouses the same loyalty status as their partner. So if your spouse is already diamond, you instantly get the same status. To be clear, your point total actually doesn't change, but because Royal Caribbean recognizes your relationship, they honor that level for you that your spouse gets, and this is literally the fastest way to gain access to status perks. Now, realistically, is this possible? Probably not. But the next time you're looking up Tinder, make sure you check their Crown and Anchor status before you book the date. All right, secret number 2, though, more realistically, Royal Caribbean does allow you to get bonus points if you stay in a suite instead of a regular cabin. Royal Caribbean awards double cruise points, meaning 2 points per night when you book any suite, including a junior suite or grand suite. When you stay in a balcony or an inside or ocean view room, you only get 1 point per night, but in a suite, it's an additional point. This means instead of needing to go on 80 nights of cruises, you could cut that in half by simply booking suites. I do want to share, though, one quick tip. That is, if you want to go the Royal Up way and Royal Up upgrade bid, it's not going to work, actually, because Royal Caribbean only honors the amount of points based on the original booking. So if you're in a balcony room and Royal Up to a junior suite, as an example, you would still only get 1 point per night. Of course, the downside of the strategy of staying in suites is that it doesn't cost you way more money. But if you're flexible, I've really found the price difference to move to a junior suite, or sometimes even a grand suite, is not egregiously more expensive from a balcony as you might think. Obviously, it depends on the type of ship you're on, sail day, and all those kinds of things. But it might be an option for you if you're strategic about when you can cruise, especially if you can cruise in the off season or you're willing to go on older ships. Secret number 3 is something I probably leveraged more than anything, and that is to cruise alone. Now here's where it gets interesting, because Royal Caribbean will give you an extra point if you cruise solo in any cabin that's priced for 2 people. So you could book an inside cabin with you alone in it, and you would actually get 2 points per night for that room. Because cabins are normally priced for 2 adults, the cruise line will award you an extra point per night for solo cruisers, effectively doubling your points. There are a couple catches, though, I want to make sure you're aware of. Number 1, studio cabins don't count for that extra point, and you must book the solo cruise from the get-go. If you book the cruise with somebody else and they no-show, it's like a 50-50 chance you might not get those points. So if you're going to go for the strategy, definitely book the cabin alone by yourself. Now, of course, if you're booking a cabin by yourself, yes, you'll need to pay for that second person regardless. You're paying the single supplement fee, which effectively will double the cost of your cruise fare. And on top of that, you're also going to be, by yourself. For some people, this is non-negotiable. Whether or not they went to Diamond or not, leaving spouses or family members at home would either be a problem from a relationship standpoint or simply not enjoyable. I mean, it's not to say you can't have a good time on a cruise by yourself, but for some people, it's a bit of a bridge too far to go on a sailing alone. Personally, from my experience, I've done many solo cruises. It's not as bad as it sounds. Actually, it's a great thing to do. It's very liberating because you get to do what you want to do when you want to do it. But admittedly, I prefer to sail with my family whenever I get the opportunity to. So there is that to consider as well. But the top fastest strategy is to actually combine secrets 2 and 3 to maximize your points. So here's the trick. You combine booking a suite and cruising solo, and you'll actually earn 3 points per night. That's the maximum allowed under Crown and Anchor. So if you go solo in a junior suite, you would get 21 points for a 7-night cruise. This is by far the fastest way to climb. If you really want diamond status in the least amount of sailings, this is the way to do it. I'm going to share one other little trick with this strategy, and that is, let's say you're going on a cruise with your family. One of my favorite family cruise hacks in general, regardless of getting to Diamond, is to book 2 cabins. One for you and your spouse, one for the kids. But instead, what you should do is book the 2 cabins, but make one of them a junior suite. Put you, whoever has the most points, in that junior suite on paper. So you're in the room alone, and then in room number 2, you have your spouse and the kids. Again, this is all on paper. Royal Caribbean doesn't care who actually sleeps in what room. They're not going to go and knock on doors and make sure you're sleeping where. It's just a matter of just paperwork, basically. So on paper, you will get the 3 points per night. Your spouse and the kids get 1 point per night, but this will allow you to cruise together, but still accelerate. In fact, this is one of the most common strategies a lot of pro cruisers use to move up the ladder faster, especially when they're chasing pinnacle status as an example, because getting 3 points per night is the fastest way, as I mentioned, to get there. And so when you don't want to leave someone that you love behind at home without going on the cruise, booking 2 rooms separately is another way that can really work. Now, once you get to Diamond status, you really can make a dent in your cruise spending. I mean, you're going to get 4 free drinks per day, every day of your cruise for everyone that's in your family. And this includes your kids as long as they're under the age of 18. There are also many other great Diamond perks, but the 4 free drinks a day is incredible. I mean, you're going to get a value of $56 per day per person. On top of that, you're going to get a free day of Wi-Fi access, equivalent to about $29.99 for a 24-hour pass you can purchase on board. There's also $6 of free play in the casino. You never know, that could end up generating a lot more money for you, but let's assume you're only going to get $6. And then there are a number of coupons you can apply for drinks. You'll need to specify them when you order it, but it does add up, like 50% off and 2 glasses of wine, beer, or soda when purchased together. So that's potentially $14 of savings, 50% off 2 Johnny Rockets milkshakes, which is $4.50, 20% off any glass of wine, beer, or soda, which is about $1.38, and 1 free non-alcoholic specialty coffee with the purchase of a specialty restaurant dinner, which comes out to about $8.95. And finally, there are some shopping and service discounts, which you can see on the screen over here for the spa, logo products, a free photo. Actually, the free photo for $19.99 is actually pretty darn good and one of the better rates you can get there for being Diamond. If you took advantage of every single Diamond discount given to you on a sailing, you could save up to $175 per person, but it's unlikely you'll actually do that because many of them are kind of, I won't say useless, but like the ship-to-shore calling discount, probably not something you'd actually use. The other perk that's really important when you make it to Diamond is you get access to the Crown Lounge. The Crown Lounge is a special venue reserved for Diamond, Diamond Plus, and Pinnacle Club members. What's cool about this is it's kind of like your clubhouse. You go hang out there throughout the day. Now, before somebody posts in the comments, Diamonds don't really get in there because they get locked out because there's too many other Crown and Anchor members, you're absolutely right. Here's the reality. If there are too many Crown and Anchor members on board, at least Diamond, Diamond Plus, and Pinnacle, then the Diamond members usually are kicked out, but only for 3 hours per night in the evening. In my experience, it really doesn't matter at all. Years ago, when the Crown Lounge, aka the Diamond Lounge back then, was the place you get unlimited free drinks, sure, that made a difference. But nowadays, it doesn't matter if you're in the Crown Lounge or any other bar, you can use your Diamond drink vouchers anywhere. Personally, I'd rather be in any other bar because there's be entertainment somewhere else. And I just enjoy being out and about. Plus, I have friends and family who may not be Diamond as well, so I want to hang out with them. That being said, you can still access the Crown Lounge in the morning, which is probably the most important time because there's a complimentary 24-hour coffee machine in there, and there are hors d'oeuvres and small snacks throughout the day. Yeah, the evening hours are nice, and if you can't get in there, it's a wonderful perk as well. But honestly, I feel like the Crown Lounge access is way overrated, especially in the evening hours. There's so many bars and places to go to that you can use your Diamond drink vouchers there anyway. But still, having access to that Crown Lounge is a really nice spot. I wanted to share also some tips and etiquette once you reach Diamond status, just so you know so you're not that guy. Number one, when you are in the Crown Lounge, it's a social club, not really a rowdy spot. So certainly, it's expected you'll go in there and hang out with friends and chit-chat and whatnot, but you shouldn't be that guy in there, right? In terms of being loud and obnoxious, I think having a phone call or a work call, probably not a great idea to have it somewhere else. Basically, you want to be respectful of others in the lounge. Number two, speaking of those Diamond vouchers I mentioned earlier, when you want to use them, you need to specify that you want to use them. What I mean by this is when you go to a bar and say, hey, I'd like to order a pina colada or whatever, or a beer, glass of wine, you need to specify, I want to use my Diamond voucher for it. That way they don't accidentally charge your CPass account. One other tip I want to share with you, when you're ordering your drink, you also want to specify your liquor because it includes top shelf liquor options. If you go in there and say, hey, I just want to get a old fashioned, they're going to give you well liquor. But if you mention that you want an old-fashioned and specify the liquor that you want, well, you're going to get the full value out of it. And one more tip about your diamond vouchers, don't let them go to waste. Even if you don't want to have 4 alcoholic beverages a day, stock up on other things like bottled water or even cans of soda. It's a good way to bring it back to your cabin, leave it there, and that way you can either give it to friends or family or use it on a different day. But remember, your vouchers do expire at the end of the day, so it's use it or lose it. Going back to the Crown Lounge, unfortunately, you can't bring your friends in there because as neat as the Crown Lounge is, you're not allowed to bring anybody in there who isn't Diamond yet. I mean, overcrowding in a lounge is bad enough just with the amount of people that have become Diamond and Diamond Plus and Pinnacle over the years. So Royal Caribbean does prohibit non-Diamond guests from getting in there. When you make Diamond, your spouse and your kids under 18 also get your Diamond status, so you don't have to worry about leaving them behind. But if you're cruising with friends or family that aren't Diamond yet, well, the lounge isn't available to them. And this is honestly part of the reason why Royal Caribbean changed their voucher program a couple of years ago to make it so that you can use your Diamond vouchers anywhere on the ship, not just in the Diamond Lounge. Next, I think one of the least utilized Diamond perks is the Crown Lounge Concierge. The Diamond Concierge is kind of like the Suite Concierge, although I'm not certain they have as much quote-unquote power in pulling strings. Nonetheless, they're still a very useful option. Basically, the Diamond Concierge is a step up from guest services and likely has a shorter line too. You can go there to settle billing issues, get questions answered, and even make reservations. One adjustment to make when you get to Diamond is to stop and think if Diamond Concierge could assist you instead. It might save you time at guest services, or at least a trek over to that desk. Or perhaps you can just combine some hors d'oeuvres with your inquiry, because at the end of the day, some pigs in a blanket and getting your problem solved is pretty cool. And as I mentioned earlier, that free coffee machine in the Crown Lounge is a fantastic value, and having access to it is amazing. It's 24 hours a day, it's self-service, there are cups there, and you can enjoy it in the lounge, take it elsewhere on the ship, or even back to your cabin. For a lot of people, this is just what they need every day. It's a step up from the complimentary coffee you get around the ship, and does not require using a drink voucher at Cafe Promenade. It should come as no surprise that the machine is busiest in the morning, and you'll also find an assortment of breakfast items there as well to go with your coffee. And lastly, I wanted to talk about the day of internet because that can be a little confusing. So you'll get a free 24-hour pass of internet. You cannot pre-purchase it. You must wait to get on board the ship. Basically, when you get on board the ship, connect to the Wi-Fi, then sign up for an internet access plan, and then you will see your discount automatically applied. If you sign up for the 24-hour pass, it's a $0 charge. If you buy a 7-night duration, your entire sailing internet package, you'll get a discount off that price. So is it cheaper to wait for the ship and use your free day or pre-purchase? It really depends on the length of your cruise, as it can save you money. Like if you're on a short 3-night cruise, definitely wait to get on board the ship. Otherwise, buy the internet package in advance if it's a longer sailing. Hopefully this video is going to help you out, and if you're lucky enough to find someone who you love and has Diamond status, well, you hit the jackpot. For everybody else, there are different strategies to help you get to Diamond a little bit faster, and maybe you'll be able to get there with some of these tips now, employing them. But if you can't, well, 80 nights of cruising isn't a bad way to go either. Let me know in the comments below if you've reached Diamond status. How did you do it? What was your best strategy? And if you haven't reached it yet, how close are you? Because you never know. It comes up a lot closer than you might think. Thanks for watching. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we'll talk again real soon.